Hi guys, Dorota International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today we are gonna play with some one stroke, but this time it is a bird time. They are so cute and beautiful. Have a preview of them here. I will show you step by step how to paint those beautiful nail art, and I hope you really enjoy it. So let's start. We are gonna be playing with some acrylic paints and painting some birds, so I'm gonna squeeze out some acrylic paints first. Just a few different colors, like let's maybe do white, magenta. As you can see, that's my favorite one because it's almost at the end. Some blue, because we will do maybe a different kind of colors in there. And then I want some yellow. Just a scoop of it. I also quite like to use the baby wipes for like cleaning my tabs so they don't get clogged, and the paint will last you like ages, definitely like few years for sure. So I basically got almost like the entire palette in here, definitely black for the eyes. There we are. Okay, that's us ready, and I'm gonna use the demaster brush just because the birds are a little bit harder to paint. And first of all, we will do like a pretty simple one, I would say. So I want to have some water on the side here as well. Grab some water in and then dry it out. If you've got too much water, it will be pretty difficult for you to paint. And then we are gonna grab some white and a blue. Mix it really well so the blue is almost hardly visible. So I'm just introducing more white. And then I can start painting. So I want to do first of all the head. Nice and slow. Rounded shape. And then we are gonna do the bottom part. Nice and slow. And then the top part. Okay, I also want to add some wings, so I'm just shaping first of all the top one. Go to the top, and then come back. Then you want to paint another wing, just in there, go to the top. Again, pick up my colors, hardly any blue on it. And then we are gonna do the tile. So I'm just doing those kind of motion, and then it will look like a feathers. All sort of different colors. Okay, pick up my paint, and then we are doing the top part. So again, similar like we did it on the tile, I'm just doing those kind of motion to create a really beautiful feather look. Okay, then this wing here as well. Again, the same motion. And basically, like, I mean, the basic outline of it is done. We could finish on it. I'm just gonna add a couple more feathers on the tile. That looks even better. And we could do exactly the same on the wing. So we can see it with the one stroke technique, like we can do quite amazing stuff. And it's fast. I would say it's fast because we are painting straight away with two colors. It is really quick. Now I want some flower going on in here as well, just so we've got a little bit more stuff. And maybe let's do some white and magenta. So again, I'm mixing those colors in. You could also see it that I did flatten my brush in my hand just to make sure it's nice and flat. Okay, and then let's start painting some flower. I wanted it to be really irregular, like nice and small, just so it goes with the bird. We'll have quite a few videos with the one stroke, just because I'm also preparing for a competition, so it's a good practice for me to try different movements, guys. And then another tiny petals here. Okay, just go again. Okay, and we also need to add some leaves and the detail to the beard. So the leaves, I'm gonna go with yellow and green. Again, mix them really well. I don't like when the paint is too separated, like when the colors are like really one stroke kind of color. I like them to be blended more, and it's just my personal kind of thing. I just feel it gives me better results. Dry out a little bit more on the wipe. I've got too much water. You want to feel like those kind of almost creamy consistency on your paint. And here, because I'm doing such a small touches, like such a small leaves, I'm usually using just a tip of my brush. Okay, we've got a simple flower here. Then the D-liner brush or even detailer brush will be probably better if I can shape it. So sometimes, like if I don't clean my brush properly straight away, they can split, but I can see it. I'm just introducing water and kind of rolling it in to get it back into the shape. Okay, and then let's do some magenta and a yellow. I should have a red in here to create a nice orange, but these two colors will give me an orange too. And for painting the detail, you want to go very nice and watery. Okay, so I'm just painting the peak. Clean the brush and then grab the black. So we are gonna paint the eye. Again, I need to really shape my brush. And then the eye is coming from the peak. Just like this. And then you want to pick up another scoop and make it rounded shape. And to be honest, oh, we can add some detail inside the flower as well. So some green and yellow, very watery. Shaky hand and then drag it like a nice thin line. Okay, so that's some inside of the flower. A sparkle in the eye, why not? So I'm picking up the white. And you do just like a microscopic dot. I'm not sure even if it's visible. I'm not going to outline it too much. I just want to keep it really, maybe the flower, let's do it actually. I want to keep it at very simple. And I really need to do this video on taking care of your brushes as well. Because it can happen to anyone, like, you know, if you do not clean them properly straight away. Okay, cool. This one is ready, so I can top coat it. So you can see it, really simple painting in a short time, I would say. it looks definitely much more complicated and more time consuming than actually it is. And I prefer the one with the flower to the one without a flower. So let's cure this one. And if you, I may actually show you that as well. So let's do that. So I have painted here already, and this tip is top coated. But what you can do, guys, if you like do something on the client's nails and then you already top coated, you would just grab the buffer and you would just gently buff it. Give it a couple scratches. Clean the dust, and then we can paint a flower here. It will actually look awesome because we've got the top coat. It will make it probably even more 3D, just because we are painting on a different layer. So I'm just gonna do a different flower. Again, kind of using a similar colors. Oh, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Let's do branch. So the bird is holding the branch. Now this brush was used in a gel, and I'm terrible for using the same brushes. I need to take a UV cleanser and remove any gel which is on this brush. Like, make sure it doesn't have any more gel. Then, because the brush will be stiff, you can see it just doesn't behave. I need to kind of train it. So the best way to train your brush is doing a number 8s, like number 8s, or like something which is really, oh, that's it. I can start feeling the brush is getting more flexible, and I will be able to, or even going like into this motion, nice and gentle, because that's get your brush to do much softer painting. Okay, so I want the branch, and for that I'm gonna use green and a touch of black. The reason why I'm using a touch of black is like I want to paint really nice and thin branch, and if I do have it just green, I have to make it thicker to be visible, and I really don't want it to be thick. So that's a wee branch, and the branch has some parts in there, and that's where we are gonna squeeze in microscopic flowers. This is gonna be fun. So for that part, you want to really paint with the tip of your brush. Okay, so blend my paint. And because I'm gonna paint it more with the tip of the brush, I wanted it to be at the right proportion. So normally I would have more white. For this one I cannot have it because I wouldn't have two colors, because we are only using half of the brush. And then tiny wee flowers. They are basically done with the touches of the brush, like just really touches of the brush. They're so tiny. Dry out my brush a little bit, got too much water on it. Like, also, if you're on the top, you want to paint smaller than when you are in the bottom. Okay, maybe that's enough. Sometimes less is more. Okay, that's my bird finished. I'm just gonna add him a sparkle in the eye. And you could change the colors, like here we are. You could change the colors. You always have to wait a couple seconds for the acrylic paints to dry. Let's maybe do the bird now, which is not flying, okay? Okay, quickly top coat this one first, so when we're painting, this one is getting ready. And I'm actually happy I can show you that as well, because I don't think so there is actually many tutorials where you can see how to paint the birds or animals, like it's mainly the flowers, everyone knows, and yeah. So I'm cleaning my brush, and then we are gonna, let's do maybe yellow and green. Yes, so why not? So I'm gonna use some green on the top part. Very unusual for me because usually I go with the lighter color on the top. I want more yellow. Okay, and then we are gonna start painting those birds. I wanted it to kind of go that direction, so nice and slow, rounded shape of the head. Then on the bottom, I want to have yellow. Nice and fat bird. So I'm pressing harder. So like each time, if I want to have a little bit thicker, I would paint it like press harder. And if I want to have it nice and tiny things, I would just paint with the tip of the brush. Okay, now the top part is going to be green. So I'm just painting now with the top part, just the tip. And then the body, just the tip. Okay, and then we've got nice fat bird, and we have to add his wings and the tail. So for the tail, I'm gonna go green and maybe blue. Again, unusual color combination for me. And I'm gonna lighten this green with the yellow. That's it, that's a nice color. Drop of the water. And then we are gonna paint the tile. So the tile, I want it to come down like as much possible, and I'm painting with the straight brush. Okay, this way we have painted the tile. And then we've got the room for the wings. And the wings, I want them to be green on the bottom and yellow on the top. So I'm swapping the colors which we have used previously. Mix them. Clean it, I just make too much mess of it. I need to move that because my hand just cannot reach it and mix it. Because when you're picking the color, you need to also go at the right angle, otherwise you pick the color quite wrong, and now it's much comfier. Okay, I've got my mixture, and then let's do the wing. So this wing I want to be here. Like a really large wing. Just the tip at the end. And then here is the other part of the wing. And I can start adding the feathers in there. Okay, we need to do also some detail. So I wanted it to be some blue in there as well. So I've got some blue with the white, very watery for the detail. And I'm just introducing some blue color here. Then we are going to do the peak, so yellow and white. Lots of water again. And the peak this time I wanted it to be really nice and long. Go for a black to my color, mix it with yellow, and we are doing the other part of the tail, not the tail, the peak. Okay, more black. Now you want to go nice and shaky from the peak area. And then just nice and thin at the end. Small detail here. Small detail on some, like almost under the wings. And then we want to paint the eye. So lots of water in my white. I can start painting also some flowers. Oh, I did dry my brush. Did I? I did. Okay, so the flower is gonna be blue and white. You can also see that my painters start drying a little bit when I try to pick them. You can always add a little bit of water and that will solve the issue. Okay, so the flower we want to use now will be made out of triangle shapes. The eye is ready for the next round, so we are gonna go with the black. Otherwise, I had to paint white, otherwise the eye wouldn't stand out. And then we are gonna do the white dot inside. Let's add some magenta with the yellow. Lots of water, like really lots of water. Because I want to do almost like a shading here. And I'm just painting a couple of those lines. That wasn't enough water, it went too strong, but it still looks nice. Okay, just little touches. White. So I'm playing with a little bit more detail this time. To highlight the belly, but you can see it is hardly visible. And then let's highlight the wing. Add some more blue. So white and blue. Mix it in. Go to the top, come back, to the top, come back. And then bigger one on the bottom, to the top, come back. It is behind the beard, so I'm not touching it. Join my flowers in together. So again, I'm grabbing some green. When you don't paint with your brushes, it's actually good to keep them in the water, like almost, you know, like dip in the water and keep them on the side, like with the water. Because otherwise they will dry so fast with the acrylic paints. Acrylic paints are drying on the air. No, that's plenty. You know, sometimes less is more. Let's do the white dot inside. And then we are gonna add yellow and white. Inside the flower. Black and blue first in this one. I actually quite like the opening of this flower, so this is the bottom of it. And then just so the things are the same, I'm just darkening this one a little bit. Now yellow and white. I could definitely paint it like all day. It's so therapeutic, like, and I hope guys you find it therapeutic too to watch. Patrick, is it therapeutic or is boring for you?
Oh, I like it kind of.
Like this. It's different.
I like the one stroke anyway, so that's why.
Yeah, one stroke always looks amazing. I mean, they are more advanced designs, like, but I love to paint those kind of things. Microscopic art. If you want, you could also add some shadows, like I'm actually gonna do it. So I did, sorry guys, I did introduce lots of water and I went over my dry blue. So I've got very washed off blue. Let's mix it with the pink so I will have purple. Okay, so I've got purple, candy cotton, sunset, and then almost dry, like, oh, that's even too much on my brush. So this things was the dry paint. There we are. So I'm just adding very washed off background. Like on sunset almost. You should do it at before, it's much easier than now struggling with it. Always much easier to do it before painting the flowers. Perfect. So that's the background is more on a watercolor side, and that's it already dry. I can top coat it, and again, once we put the top coat, things become more alive. Just wait a couple seconds longer. Okay, top coat time. So with this one, I had much more time to complete it. Unfortunately, on the competition, we've got an hour to do the entire design, like on the 3 tips. So I don't think so I will be able to put so much detail. I will have to keep it at really simple, unfortunately. Okay, let's cook this one. So I will probably stick with the first one, like really kind of simple one with not too much detail. And that's what we created. I will show you all 3 of them. I just placed them here. So 1, 2, and then the pretty one in the middle should be half cooked. So you can see it, depending on the time we spend on it, we can make it like it either a very simple, quick look, or we can make it a little bit more detailed by working more with the D-liner brush, adding all those details. Yeah, I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed this different kind of one-stroke video, and I'm sending, let me know your feedback as well, like because sometimes I feel like it might be maybe something too hard, or I shouldn't be showing it because like who would wear it on the nails. So let me know your feedback regarding those kind of designs. I'm sending you huge glittery hugs, and see you in the next one.